Hey guys, the Resale Brothers here with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about summer slowdown. It's in full swing. Everybody's being affected by it. We're going to show you what we sell as seven-figure sellers during the summer slowdown. We're going to break it down into category, and it's going to be within the last 90 days, all of our sales and the summer category, the items that are popping, that are selling for us. So we're going to break that down for you guys so you can find out what you should be picking up.
Before we start with the items that are beating summer slowdown, we are going to thank you guys for the 10,000 subscribers. We just hit it on YouTube. It's a really cool accomplishment, but like I said, we can't do it without you guys. So hopefully you've gotten a little bit out of our content, and like I said, thank you so much for watching.
And that's the best way to support the channel, guys. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like our videos. That means the world to us. So thank you so much for supporting us. Like you said, 10,000.
All right, now let's get into the items.
We're
First
happy.
category of items are shorts. We notice that a lot of resellers don't really tend to pick up shorts because there is a short window to sell it, but we do sell a lot of them. So they've been in our 5 or 6 category for the last 2 years, 3 years, and they are looking like they're going to stay there again. So we're going to get into some brands.
And by 5 or 6 category, he means like top 5 categories of everything we sell.
Yeah, so we're going to get into some of the brands and some of the specific styles that are selling for us. First one right here, bird dogs. Bird dogs, similar to like Chubbies and similar to a lot like Lululemon, kind of that style. Kind of bro-y. A lot of bros wear bird dogs. But,
Am I bro?
Yeah, very bro-y. But these do really well. They normally sell between 20 and 30 bucks.
The
and they
boomstick.
sell very quickly as well.
Don't put boomstick in the title.
Boomstick is not the style. It's very easily
It's an
confused.
inappropriate
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Next, and this is all, I don't know if we've said it. We might have said it, but I don't remember. This is all within the past 90 days. So this is stuff that is selling this summer. We're not going back last year. This is all stuff that's selling now. This is a little bit of a curveball to the shorts, but I wanted to include this because a lot of people sleep on cycling stuff. This is a pair of cycling bibs. You can also put cycling shorts. They're bibs because they go all the way over the shoulder, but a lot of times you'll find the shorts, which are also pretty good depending on the brand. This brand is Specialized. Kind of hit or miss, but actually the cycling shorts and bibs are pretty good. The bibs in particular sell really fast. This sold within a week for $33.25, so it's another thing you could be looking for in the summertime. You got cycling, you got a lot of people out there on their bikes, so, and the cycling stuff sometimes can be expensive, so it's something good to look out for.
Next we got Albino Prado. This is in our brands list. It's something that has a very high sell-through rate. I don't remember exactly what it sells for. It sells for pretty high. Yeah, this one sold for around 30 bucks. And it sold very quickly as well. So Albino Prado, something to look out for sure. Don't find it a ton, but when you do, it's pretty much a pickup anywhere.
Next is a pretty common brand, but I feel like a lot of people don't buy the shorts and the summery items. They have more substantial pieces like jackets and coats. But this brand is Outdoor Research. These sold for actually $33.25. And they took a while to sell because they were listed and it wasn't quite hot enough to move them yet. But now that we're in the warmer months, people are out there hiking, people are out there being active. These Outdoor Research shorts are definitely something you want to be on the lookout for.
So Gap. I know you weren't expecting
Cheat code,
Gap.
baby.
The cheat code here is mall brands new with tags.
Full pricer.
Yeah, so this is a full price for $28.50. New, we only paid between $5 and I think around $5 for this. Don't sleep on mall brands that are new. They sell anywhere from $25 to $35 depending on which specific mall brand it is. Gap is normally around that $30, $25 to $30 range, so we'll take that all day.
And the reason that this is good, I mean, this was kind of a trial and error for us. We've sold tens of thousands of items, and like last year, maybe we wouldn't have bought these. It's something that we've learned and grown towards. If you think about it, when you're checking the sell-through rate on this stuff, it's not going to look good if you just check it on eBay search, because a lot of the times it's back too far and it's not going to show you the current like warm weather time period. And there's such a short window for shorts. So our theory of mall brands new with tags normally sell well in pretty much anything.
Yeah,
so
he's meaning when you do an eBay search, it only goes back 90 days.
Right.
So if you look it up in May or June,
right,
it's going to pull in some of the other months that those things aren't selling in.
Yeah, and if you watch our channel, it's going to be an advantage you have because, like I said, trial and error. Hardly any other resellers that I've seen online are talking about this because they don't even buy them. It's stuff that they just walk by, and it's something that has really built a foundation for our business.
Experience we have with around. We've had anywhere from 12,500 listings to 11,500 listings at a time. So we've sold and have a lot of experience in selling and what is selling over the last 3 years.
And what move? These sold quick too. I mean, what's moving, right?
Yeah. So next we have these Nike Uninterrupted. I am more than an athlete. So this is something that as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was. And a lot of people probably want it. I didn't know what it was worth, but I knew it was probably a pickup. By a Google lens, it was around 50 to $100. It was very widespread. But these are, that's LeBron James, if you don't know. LeBron James. Somebody told him to shut up and dribble one time, and then he put "I am more than an athlete" on a pair of shorts.
I believe it was Laura Ingraham.
Yeah, and then Uninterrupted is his podcast. So it was. It's a very popular thing that people like to have. So these sold for around $64, and they sold in about a month. So
I personally stopped following LeBron when he left Cleveland. It really hurt me as
we're from
an
Ohio.
Ohioan.
Yeah, so.
For the second time. I was about to say the second time.
The second time, nobody
First
really
time
cared.
was like, well, you do.
No,
you.
the first time everybody was mad. The second time, people were like,
I was
okay,
the opposite.
You won a championship for us.
Next is a very bread and butter, but very good item for us. Fast mover is Free Fly shorts. Kind of hard to say fast. Free Fly. Yeah, but if you see this logo, pretty much anything in Free Fly will sell relatively quickly, but you're not going to get a ton of money for it. The retail on this stuff isn't crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of summer months stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
techie
swim shirts, techie shorts, stuff like that.
Good brand though. I enjoy Free Fly.
This is 1,000 miles, so it's something that is also bread and butter. We haven't found it a ton, but it doesn't sell for a ton either. But everything we've bought has sold. So we bought like 4 or 5 shorts that we found, and they all sold, and they sold quick. This was a full price sale.
This little logo here.
Yeah. So.
All right, guys.
Not to be confused with 10,000. They're different.
Kind of similar brands
but
as well.
10,000's gonna sell for more.
Right. Next is a Tom Teddy. This is a little bit of a swim trunks bolo. Not a lot of those out there. Actually, there's quite a few, but this is one of the few. This was new.
For men, there's not that many.
Yeah. This was new with tags, and it sold for, I believe, was it 50?
It was like 30 something.
30?
I listed it high.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Still
a decent little sale here. They were new with tags, but this brand was kind of new to us, so we wanted to make sure we included this. Tom and Teddy.
Robert Graham Paisley. A lot of people sleep on Robert Graham nowadays just because there's a ton of it out there shirts wise, but weirdly stuff like this that are Paisley shorts.
The bright, vibrant stuff.
They have some golf stuff that does well too. These sold for, I believe, right around that $40 mark, and it was. Like I said, this could have went back probably 30 days, so it's hard to remember exactly what it sold for. But yeah, it sold quickly. I remember that, so still does well.
Next is a really good shorts brand.
Speaking of swim trunk bolo.
Yeah, swim trunks, board shorts, all that good stuff. Birdwell beach breeches. Now, this brand sells really quickly for our store. It's definitely 100% sell-through rate in our store, and it sells super fast. Like I just said, sold for $40 here, full price sale, and it sold quickly.
I have no idea why. They
very
seem
basic,
like horrible shorts.
Yeah,
personally, but
kind of like a California kind of West Coast style.
Yeah. Another thing that's been selling well for us are cargo shorts. And once again, I don't really know why, but at these Abercrombie & Fitch cargo shorts, kind of distressed style. This sold really well. It sold for $30, and it sold. I don't see how quickly. Let's see.
These were older.
These were a little older,
but they have been selling quickly.
We bought them more towards the middle of the summer last year, or 2 years ago.
These were actually recreated. It's one of the reasons that we recreate a lot of our listings. We use Nifty. If you don't know, we recreate our listings on Nifty. It makes like a brand new listing. Pretty much instantly, and that's how we keep all of our inventory fresh, and that's how we move a lot of our inventory. Over 40% of our sales come from Recreate. So if you're not using Nifty, check out our free mini course. It's definitely something that can help your business.
Your turn.
Next is a pair of William Murray. This is another item that was recreated. It was originally listed in 23. Anyway, this sold within the past 30 days, these William Murray shorts. William Murray is a golf brand that has kind of fallen off a little bit. They actually were selling them in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so it kind of oversaturated the brand a little bit. But the shorts, I believe, are doing better than the Polos. So these shorts sold for $27.
What happened for this was...
quickly after the recreate.
We had it priced high.
Right.
And then, it was like 2 years ago. And then after Then they went into TJ Maxx and the Marshalls, and the price went down, so we had our stuff priced too high,
Right.
and just didn't. I mean, it just got lost in our inventory. So
Yeah.
when we finally saw it and we went back and redid it, then it sold quicker. So that's what happened. Pebble Beach. This is not a great brand to purchase used, but if we can get stuff cheap enough that are new with tags, people like to buy things that are new with tags. So even if you think it's a horrible brand, but it's new, somebody's going to buy it.
We should change our store name to the Cheap Sale Brothers.
So if we saw something like this that was between $1 and we probably paid around $3 for this one. It says $5.35 in the SKU, but that's just because it was cost averaged. So we probably paid between like $3 to $5 for this, but it sold for around $20. So.
All right, next we have a pair of Nike golf shorts. This is a very bread and butter item for us. We normally sell them between $15 to $25 depending on how new the style is, but they sell very consistently. This sold for $20.76, and they normally sell within a couple of months. So just another nice item that can help you get consistent income coming in during the summer slowdown months.
Bet you didn't think we were going to say this brand, Uniqlo, another mall brand that is new with tags. It's another example. Also, another one that has to do with help. Another keyword that helping this one out is pull-on. So if it's something that has a stretch waistband, and instead of having to button it and zip it up, you can just pull it on. That keyword seems to be doing well for us. So.
All right, guys, we have one that a lot of people crap on nowadays, Peter Millar, but it's the Crown Crafted. It's the upper echelon of Peter Millar, so this kind of stuff we're always picking up. These sold for that $33.25, and they normally sell pretty quickly when they're the Crown Crafted. Some of the cotton stuff can sit forever, but the higher end Peter Millar stuff still performs well for our store.
All right, our good friend Polo Ralph Lauren. I think everybody in the world who's a reseller sells this. This was a bigger size.
Oh, wow, 42T.
42 tall.
It's a big boy.
It was also cargo. It was also camo. All stuff that is just money to the algorithm, gold little nuggets for the algorithm. So it sold for $28.50, and it sold within a couple months. We bought it in more of a winter month, so we expected it to sit for a couple months, and it did, and then it sold.
Yeah, cargo shorts this year in particular have been doing really, really well for us, even like in non-great brands. Public Rec shorts, this is another brand that's out there. You can definitely find it. There's like let me see if I can put the logo. This P right here, so if you see this P, that's going to be Public Rec.
P. See this P?
If you see this P, it stands for Public Rec. These sold for that, I think, around $30, and they sold in a decent amount of time. These were also recreated as well, so definitely a good brand.
Another mall brand, Nautica, new with tags. Probably paid around $5 for this. Sold for $20.90, and it sold quickly as well. So another mall brand, new with tags, selling.
Yeah, and if you're not doing well in these summer months, don't beat yourself up. Like we said, this is kind of stuff that we've learned recently. The summer months can be really tricky because stuff doesn't sell for as much, so you kind of got to play the volume game, which is why a lot of the advice out there on the internet is buy items that sell for more. Make sure that you're making more per item, because you're not going to be able to be a reseller unless you're making like $40, $50 an item. Some people say 30. It just varies on who you're listening to. During the summer months, that's great. During winter, maybe that's possible, but during the summer months, you're going to really struggle to do that. So that's kind of why we made this video. We want to make sure that if you're a full-time reseller, or you want to be, or maybe you're part-time, you want to be bringing in consistent income, you kind of know where you should be, because we think there's kind of a lot of information out there that is not necessarily accurate or pertinent to the length of an entire year. Like summer months in particular can be kind of rough. Vans, we got some Vans camo cargo shorts, like with the last one. Camo's good, cargo's good. Some keywords that are really helping this out. This sold for that $21.85. And Vans, I would consider to be a lower middle mall brand. So especially a used pair, selling for that, we're definitely happy with this kind of sale.
And Vans, know your target audience for certain brands.
Yes.
If you're looking at Vans, Hollister, Abercrombie, Aeropostale.
Oh, Aeropostale.
Those are more, which, like I said, those brands are more pointed at younger.
For sure, yeah.
Smaller people. So a size 30 in a Vans is
that's a good point.
better than a size 30 in a different brand. Like
Yeah.
a size 30 in a Polo Ralph Lauren, I would say is not as good as a 30 in a Vans. Now, if you get a size 40 in a Polo Ralph Lauren, that's going to be way better in Polo than in Vans. But I mean, it's just kind of knowing who your target audience is with each item.
That's very good advice. I'm a little biased. This is me. Oh no, you say it. You say it. Okay,
It's my turn.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Villebrequin. I don't know how to say it.
Villebrequin.
Villebrequin. These are a pair of swim trunks. This brand has always done well for us. We found it only a few times. But if you do find it, you can pretty much pick it up.
Some of the patterns can be really valuable.
This one's pretty cool. Sold for $40-something, $44, and it sold very quickly as well. So if you see,
The Libriquin.
buy it.
This brand, yeah, and it's also a fast mover. And if it's in good condition, I would almost always say pick it up, even if you have to pay up a little bit for it, because it will sell fast for sure. Guys, now we've moved on to polos. It's a lot of the stuff that we're selling in the summer. Polos, t-shirts, shorts. So this is the polo section. This is the stuff that can help you with the summer slowdown and the polo category, which is a category that normally doesn't go for a lot of money, but if you know what to buy, it can definitely float your business and bring money in consistently. So,
And it can sell. I mean, golf right now is
huge.
really hot, and if you can find enough golf stuff and just throw it up, list more, pretty
Stay
much
consistent,
do
for
anything
sure.
you can, be very consistent, do anything you can, ship quickly, answer emails quickly, send offers out whenever you can, stuff like that really helps summer slow down. But this first item that we have here for polos is one that's going to be tough to find, but it's a good sale if you find it. Fideli by Drake. The brand here mainly is Drake's.
Right.
Drake's is a good brand that the stuff sells for a lot. We've sold a few things, I think 3 things from Drake's, and they all sold for a lot of money. Well over $100, some over 2. What was the one? Was one like 300 or 400 or something like that?
Yeah,
it was like a blazer or jacket that sold for a lot.
Yeah.
This is just a polo, terry cloth, sold for $100.
And terry cloths, when it kind of feels
Like
almost
a robe,
fuzzy.
like
yeah.
a robe,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. This sold for $100.
Ooh, I got a good one. This is a Tiger Woods Sunday Red. So this is I'm actually wearing a Tiger Woods Nike shirt right now, but Tiger Woods kind of split from Nike, and by kind of, I mean he definitely split from Nike. So he has his own thing going now, and it's called Sunday Red. Extremely hard to find, especially new with tags like this.
In a thrift store, yeah.
Yeah, we paid up for this one. I think we paid like $35 for it, so we paid way up for it, but it definitely paid off. Sold it for $95, took an offer, and that kind of falls into, even if the item's rare, if it's within reason and you make an offer, we're going to accept it because we want to keep that cash flow coming in. It also helps boost the algorithm when eBay sees that you're accepting more offers. That's going to make them want to drive more traffic to your store. So that's another reason why we accepted the offer on this.
Yep. And why does it want to make them drive traffic to your store? Because they make money when you sell something.
Why? Oh, that's why.
Yeah. So it's either off of their promotion, something you promoted, or just the sale in general.
Right.
They want people selling stuff. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but they do. And they're going to push people to you if you have a good conversion rate. So having good items that have a good conversion rate help a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see, La Martina. This was
Maserati. That's why.
Maserati. So if in a lot of the expensive car brands do well on eBay.
You got your Mercedes AMG, your Maserati, I said Mercedes again, your BMW, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then Ferrari.
Oh, yeah,
if you find Ferrari stuff, that's
Porsche.
good. And they're not crazy marked up at thrift stores normally either. It sounds like, oh, these really crazy. They're not. And they're not going to sell for a ton either. Like this is just a Polo, Maserati Polo. It's sold for, I believe, in the 40s. This one's
new with tags.
New, and actually it might have been 48 or 50, something like that.
That was pretty high.
Yeah. It's something that is, one, it was new. Like I said, Maserati's not as common as the other ones. It's harder to find. So
it's kind of got like a racing vibe too.
The big logos on the front help a lot. So it's something that is definitely sought out for.
Oh, it's got Maserati on the neck too. Oh wow, this is
that
nice.
under the? It was probably under the collar.
Yeah, wow, pretty nice shirt. I should have kept it. Next.
Yeah, because you have a Maserati. We do well, but not that well.
Oh, whatever. Next is a
He used to have a Tesla.
Okay, well, next is a G4 men's polo. This was new with tags, a little retail arbitrage find, but this is mainly to show the brand G4. This is a brand that is pretty bread and butter now if it's used, but it will sell quickly, and especially depending on the pattern. Some of them can go upwards of $40 if it's a super substantial pattern, but most of the time you're going to be in that $20 to $30 price range.
Yep. Psycho Bunny. Psycho Bunny is another brand that seems to have become more bread and butter.
Right.
And it is this shirt specifically was new, and it was a big size. Now this is, like I said, you're not going to find a lot of it new, but this is just to show you the brand Psycho Bunny. It does still sell quickly. It is not going to sell for as much as it used to, though. So that big of a size is still going to do well.
Oh, I got another good one. Here we go. Rowback. I actually found this at a Goodwill for $5, so super happy with that. This sold for, I think, $60, something like that, and it sold really quickly. If you know anything about Rowback, you know that their polos sell, and they sell fast and for really good money. Yeah. So sometimes the patterns are kind of hard to find. I think I had a little bit of a hard time finding this exact style name, but if you can't find the exact style name, that helps it sell even faster and for more money. But definitely keep an eye out for a Rowback. If you find a bunch of these, you're going to have a really, really good summer.
Here's an example of bundling things together. We find these all the time, but we found a like 4 Under Armour polos that were all the same size.
Probably came from the same person, yeah.
Yeah, so we were just like, let's stick them up together. So we put all 4 of them in a lot for $75, sold for around $60-ish. Got rid of them all at the same time. So.
And if you're somebody who says, like, we're a volume game, right? We like to do a lot of volume, sell a bunch of stuff. Even if we make like $10 on it, we're going to sell it because we're pushing volume here. But if you're one of those people who, like, I need to make $20, $30 per thing I list, if you do a bundle like this, if you pay $5 a piece or $3, $4, whatever for each one of these polos, and you put them in a lot or a bundle of 4, boom, you can get your $20 to $30, $40 an item listed.
It's called perceived value.
Yes.
Somebody sees that they're getting 4 of something. If they make a little bit of an offer on it, they think that they got a deal on these 4 things.
Which they did.
Which they did,
yeah.
But, yeah. Holderness and Bourne, once again, this one's new. This brand is totally fine. Not being new really helps with summer slowdown for sure. This golf brand, a lot of them have fallen down to more bread and butter. This one is still like a higher end bread and butter.
And I'm surprised at how fast this sold. This was actually a retail arbitrage clearance pickup. Paid $22 for it, so it paid up quite a bit. But I figured I could get $45, $50 for it, and it sold pretty much instantly for a full price, $52.25. So I was actually a little pleasantly surprised at how much that sold for.
Yeah, so if you see Holderness and Bourne out in the wild, even if it's used, you can still pick it up and sell it for anywhere from normally $25 to $35, depending on pattern and everything like that, or size as well.
Bogey Bros. This is a kind of a newer golf brand. Definitely making a splash on the scene, selling quickly and selling for a decent amount of money. This was new at tags, which is why it sold for so much. I think it sold for around $50, and it sold really quickly for that $50. But even the used stuff sells for a lot, probably $30 to $40 if it's used and it's a good pattern. If it's a bad pattern, maybe a little less than that, but definitely be on the lookout for Bogey Bros. I remember when I actually first saw this brand, I was researching for our men's list, and I was like, I'm never going to find this brand. There's no way. It's very, very niche, very specific, but we found it actually several times before, so definitely it's out there. And you're able to find it if you see it.
Look good.
Yeah, they have like kind of a little bit of a novelty thing going on, but
that snakeskin pattern.
It's not snakeskin. But
this is
okay.
The brand's Johnny O, and this one was new, so it sold for a lot. But this is just an example of sports teams being in on a shirt. Gives it value.
Money.
Even if it's not necessarily a ton in money, it helps in speed in which it is sold.
Fast.
So this sold relatively quickly, and it sold for a lot of money, but that's because it's new. Even local colleges we've sold that we thought were never, no, why do we even buy this? It's not going to sell. And it's still sold. So
sometimes the smaller colleges do better than like the major league and the bigger colleges. I don't know why that is. Maybe there's less of their stuff out there, but
sports teams on good brands equals money.
Red Vinley, this is a pretty good golf brand. If you see it, the pants are great. If you see the pants, definitely pick up the pants. The Polos, don't pay up a ton for them, but if you find them used, you could probably get between $25, $35 depending on the pattern. But this is a brand I really like. It's a golf brand that I don't think is oversaturated right now. So if you see Red Vinley, this little R, a little cursive R, definitely be on the lookout for it. This sold for, I think, around $48, and it sold pretty quickly. Another retail arbitrage find, but we do that a lot. We do a lot of retail
arbitrage. He means
clearance,
Marshalls, clearance,
yeah,
and TJ Maxx and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kohl's, anyway. Also, Jay Lindbergh is a good one too. Very similar to Red Vinley.
Yes, not quite as good though.
Yeah. Chubby's, brand that is very popular now amongst the youths. This one was new with tags, but this is just to show you the brand itself. They sell for used, obviously not for as much. Normally between 20 and 30, depending on the pattern. If it's used, if it's new, we got around 40 for this, so it's still pretty good. This is like a pickleball, but
the big bright patterns. Next is PXG. This is a great golf brand. Like I said, another one of the few, so there's not a whole lot, but another one of the few golf brands that is still really good, still going to sell for a lot of money and very quickly.
Get the heart racing.
Yeah. They also sell golf clubs as well, so if you find those, definitely buy those.
They're mainly a golf club.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely really, really good golf clubs, but this sold for around $40 and a decently quick sale, especially considering it looks to be older. And it looks to be kind of a very plain style for PXG, so definitely happy with that sale. And it could definitely...
Well, PXG is mostly plain.
Yeah.
So they're going to use their colors, black and white, maybe a little gray, but it's very plain.
Swallow a frog on that one.
Like I said, mainly they make golf clubs, so if you find clothing, there's not a lot of it out there, so you're lucky. Polo Ralph Lauren. This was the U.S. Open, but for tennis.
Huge logos on this baby.
Tennis. U.S. Open tennis.
How do we know that?
On the back and on the front. It looks like it has
US
a tennis
Open.
ball on the front. So, same thing with golf. U.S. Open golf stuff is good too, but this one was obviously for the third time tennis, and it sold for around $40, $38, $40 used.
I'm a big Serena Williams fan. Only when she's throwing shade at Drake.
Okay.
Anybody watch the Super Bowl halftime show? Anyway, next is an RLX polo. It was new with tags, but it also had the PGA logo on it, which adds, we think maybe not adds a lot of value depending on what it is, but this probably helped it sell a little faster. This sold for $38.
So the main point in this one was to know your golf courses,
right?
And so or golf tournaments.
Tony knows the golf stuff better.
So
than
this
me.
is PGA, Pro Golfing Association, that kind of stuff helps it out. Famous courses, Shinnecock, Bethpage Black, Pinehurst #2, stuff like that. Just very famous places help value and speed a lot. If you see Titleist on a polo, if you see Scotty Cameron on a polo, all that stuff is going to increase value. So know the things like golf accessories and golf courses that are added to polos that increase the value.
Next is a Grayson, but it has the memorial on it. That's one of the golf courses he was just talking
That's
about.
here in Ohio, Columbus.
Yeah, but Grayson's...
It's Muirfield Village.
Okay, well, Grayson is one of those golf brands that we still pick up. Decent price range for this stuff, normally between, depending on what it is, 20 to like $35, depending on the pattern, depending on what it is. But Grayson is another one of those golf brands that is still pretty good.
Peter Millar, this one had a cool pattern mainly. And this is, so a lot of people
Makes a huge difference with Peter Millar.
talk trash about Peter Millar, how they never pick it up anymore or whatever, but this one it's like a fishing gear, so it has, like you said, stuff to peel off.
Tabasco.
Yeah, stuff to peel off the scales. It's a whole fishing thing, like a what are those things called in where they cook, like a broil kind of a thing, like anyway.
That fish ball.
Yeah. So, but patterns really matter in Peter Millar. Something like this increases the value. I believe this one was $33-something.
Yeah, I am sweating. Look at that.
Why would you put that on camera?
Sorry.
It's hot in the warehouse today.
It's unbelievably hot.
But yeah, patterns.
Next is Collars & Co. This brand's actually really, really good.
They were on Shark Tank.
Sells very quickly and sells for a decent amount of money. This sold for $38. It's one of those brands. If you see it in a polo, we're buying it for sure.
Collars & Co. is, their thing is they have dress shirt collars
Super
on
stiff.
polos. So
Super stiff.
If you feel them, they feel really stiff. So they stay in place. So if you feel a polo with a really stiff collar, it might be Collars & Co. Peter Millar, once again, Summer Comfort does pretty well compared. So they have different lines. The Crown Crafted we talked about earlier in the shorts, but the Summer Comfort also does pretty well. This one was a mid-20s, normally between 20 and 30 for those, depending on, once again, pattern.
Travis Matthew, now hear me out. A lot of people are absolutely crapping on Travis Matthew lately, but
Polos.
yes, Travis Matthew polos in particular. Pants are still good, shorts are still okay, but the polos are a little oversaturated. But this has a New York Islanders logo on it, which is going to help it sell faster. Maybe not for a ton of money, like it sold for $28. You're not getting rich off of it, but it's going to get that consistent money coming in. So we did pick it up, and it did sell.
Yeah, New York
for a
Islanders
decent amount.
is a hockey team.
Right.
Fun fact.
I knew that.
Lululemon. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not going to sell for as much as it used to. I believe this one was $26 is what it sold for. And they still sell relatively quickly for the most part. Sometimes they get lost in the algorithm and you got to relist, but Lululemon is still helping us fight summer slowdown.
And a quick tip on these Lululemon Metal Vent Tech polos. The size, if it's not super old, is normally at the bottom hem of the shirt right here. As you can see, it says extra large. So if you can't size it, that's an easy way to identify the size. Next is an Adidas polo, but this has kind of a cool, crazy pattern to it. Adidas stuff, it's crazy, like the range of prices for Adidas stuff. Like an old, plain, just crappy looking polo could sell for $2, or a newer, cooler style like this can sell for that $28.50, and it can sell quickly. So Adidas is definitely, the more current stuff, in my opinion, is a lot better than the older stuff. So if you see the more current stuff,
squirmy.
definitely consider picking it up.
Back to the racing car things.
Going fast.
Yeah, this is BMW sportswear and motorsport stuff. So this sold for that $26. Always be looking for those Beamers. Is that Beamer? All right, the next category in which summer slowdown sales are fought: linen, silk, basically higher end materials that cool you off or are very light and make you not sweat. So this first brand is Outlier, however you say it.
Fancy.
This
That's that
was,
swan.
yeah, it's very,
Swan.
get that in my face. I mean, I don't know, it's very expensive. It's a very
Throw him
expensive,
off.
yeah, it's a very expensive brand. It sold for, I mean, I believe we accepted around $80-something for this, maybe in the mid-80s.
And anytime you see made in Portugal or Japanese fabric, I mean, bells should be going off in your head. This is going to be good.
Yeah, so very good brand. Pretty much anything, I would say.
Next is a curveball. These are linen shoes. So this is a pair of vintage Allen Edmonds linen shoes. I identified the age by looking at this logo. If you see this older Allen Edmonds logo with that Made in USA right underneath it, that's going to be sometime between 1980 and 1987, around that range. So they were vintage. They sold for around $165, and they sold really quickly. It's kind of, if you see a linen dress shoe, especially in a brand like Allen Edmonds, a lot of times that's going to be a really hot seller in these summer months because people still wear dress clothes, right? But they don't want to get super hot with leather shoes. So linen shoes can be a little bit of a hot weather summer month hack.
I've never seen anybody wear a linen shoe.
Well,
I'm
somebody,
poor.
they sold. Listen, they sold
All my
so
friends
fast.
are poor. Laura Piana, so good brand, first of all.
It's fancy with it.
Very good brand. Also, Linen Blend. Sold for,
How much linen
I'm
we
assuming
got?
a lot.
Only 24% linen.
I don't know exactly how much.
Let's
Let's
see.
see. Ooh.
Lots of money. It's probably like at least $100.
Yeah, probably I would say normally if it's a good brand like this, we'll accept anywhere from 130 and up, 120 and up. So probably
Right.
around there.
Right. Laura Piana, very good. J. Crew Thompson suit, but like a lot of times people won't buy suits during the summer because they're going to sit forever. Linen blend, linen, jersey knit stuff can be really good. This is a two-piece suit. It sold for, I believe, $100, somewhere around that, between $100 and $110. and it sold super quickly. We've had a lot of luck with these J.
Who
Crew
sings that
suits. Huh?
Looking good in your three-piece suit. Is that Shania Twain?
I don't know.
Maybe.
How much linen was this? So this is only 13% linen too. If it had been a higher percentage of linen, we would have probably sold it for north of $200.
Cuba Vera, another. This is 100% linen. And yeah, so once again, this is new. This is new. It's not gonna be something you find all the time, but
How much linen? How much linen?
100% linen.
Oh
so
wow!
if you see 100% linen, even if it's used, you're probably okay to pick it up, especially if you're not paying a ton for it. But this one sold, I believe, for that 95, and it sold quickly as well.
Sometimes the older linen stuff cannot be good. I just want to throw this in there. But if it's a brand that's still sold in stores currently, I mean, it's almost hard to
this brand is something that's passed up a lot.
Right.
But
a lot. Yeah.
something with those good materials can still, and it's new, so that helps out. Sid Mash, really good brand and really good materials here. Sold for around
This is going down.
$40-ish dollars, and it's gonna sell quick. It was even I'm pretty sure a small size, a medium. Yeah, so
Only 20% linen too.
sold quick.
We had a couple of those. Next is a Tommy Bahama linen shirt. These, I see a lot of people saying they make crazy money on Tommy Bahama Hawaiian shirts. A lot of times that's silk, but the linen stuff also sells. You're not going to get crazy money. I think we got like $28 for this. Expect between $25 to $35 at the most for this Tommy Bahama stuff.
Linen pants, $28.50. Not really.
55%.
Blend. Not really much to say about that other than
Mall brand,
mall
linen
brand
brands.
linen. So you can still do linen even in mall brands.
Yes.
This one's an
Write down
example.
mall brand in your reselling journal.
Tell me what you think my example is going to be about this.
What your example is? Oh, you want me to tell you? Because I know.
What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
Wrinkly. It's a little wrinkly.
Yeah, we didn't iron it. A lot of people ask if we iron stuff.
100% linen.
We don't normally iron something or steam it, even if it's bad like this. Still sold.
We might price it, like if this had a crazy pattern on it, yeah, we'd make it look real nice and try to sell it for more. But very plain shirt, I'm not going to sell for a ton of money, but it will consistently bring above $20.
Polo Ralph Lauren. Actually, this one's just Ralph Lauren. I don't know. What's the difference? Is it the same?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Christian did a short about Polo, so you should go watch it.
It's on our Instagram.
Yep.
Over 200,000 views.
Yes, wow. Linen shirt sold for, I believe, $30, and it sold quick. Theme, no matter the brand, linen helps. Now, there's tiers.
Speaking of Lauren,
There's tiers. Polo is going to sell for more than J. Crew and Banana Republic, so just keep that.
now here's a women's linen shirt, but it's got this nice floral pattern. I believe this was actually even in another video of ours, but this sold for around $30, and it sold really quickly, almost instantly. It's a really cool looking shirt, which is why I think it sold so quickly. But
it's a small, too.
yeah, even the women's stuff, if it's linen, it's maybe I consider buying it.
Theory, a big brand that nobody likes to buy, but if it is higher end materials, still pick it up for us, which this one was. And this one was keywords like the vacation, linen, theory. Theory, you can still pick it up in good materials.
Next is an untuck it, or if Tony writes it on the bag, he writes UTI for some reason. A little gross. But 100% Untuck is a brand that a lot of people don't pick up. I should probably mention that, especially if it's like a cotton one. We still pick it up if we don't pay a lot for it, but the linen stuff's really good, sells quick. This sold for $25.
People are obsessed with selling stuff for more than $30.
Yeah, it's like if you don't sell stuff for over $30, you're like not a real reseller.
Yeah, we sell Untuckets for 17 to 23 and do it all day long. Brooks Brothers, once again, linen, another mall brand. Another shirt that a lot of people wouldn't pick up anymore because of the brand. Brooks
Irish
Brothers
linen.
in
Irish.
plain, like dress shirt colors, do well. White, light blue, stuff like that. Those still do well. The like weird patterns that are like plaid and not really that, those are not as good.
Next is a Robert Graham linen. This is a very plain shirt, but it still sold for a decent amount of money. It sold for around $27. Definitely a good summer pickup. Robert Graham.
Fun thing with those, if they have a different cuff, like if you flip the cuff and it has a different color, put that show it and put it in the title. Boss, Hugo Boss, linen. Once again, linen pants.
100%.
You're not going to find them as much as like a linen shirt, so they do
Command
well
a
in a
premium.
lot of brands. So
Right.
you can still pick them up.
All right, now what do we got? Are we moving on to the silkies?
Moving on up. Yep, silk does
No,
well.
this is
Nope,
linen.
still linen.
All right, we're still in the linen land. Banana Republic, mall brand, linen, button-down shirt, newer style, definitely a little more trim fit. Sold for $25, and it sold quick.
Don't be trying to get a whole bunch of money out of them. They're not going to sell for $30, $40.
Don't put 35 with a prayer.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. If you put it at 23 or 24, hopefully it'll sell for 18 to 20. If you get somebody to pay full price, that's great too.
And that's something, like, if I go back and look at old listings that we have, that's something we kind of want to do. Like, we have this polo. I would like to make $20 on this polo, so I'm going to list it for a $20 profit. Yeah, sometimes you need to come back down to reality, because you're not going to make $20 on a Nike polo if you paid $6, $7 for it. It's just not going to happen.
Tommy Bahama linen blend shorts, big size, key here, and yep.
Linen.
Well, see, it had 50, and then somebody altered it, so I had to put that in the description, and it was just a pain. So.
You okay?
Yeah. Johnny was.
Next is a Johnny Was. This is a silk blend.
What was she?
24% silk. Johnny Was is a really good brand. If you don't know, you probably should. Definitely. And this is, I don't know if it even says Johnny Was anywhere on it. Let's see.
Is it on the buttons?
Yeah. Oh, it says on the buttons, yes.
Ah.
So, yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Sometimes you got to read the buttons.
A little bit. Territory ahead. Now we're into silk. Where was that one, silk?
This is silk, yeah.
Was the
Last one was silk, yeah.
Okay.
We're in the silkies.
Been in the silk. I was just spacing out. Silk blazer, sorry. Territory ahead, not a crazy brand that a lot of people are picking up, but with this silk blazer, it sold
Quick.
well.
For $38.
Augusta.
This is a silk
Know
vest.
your golf courses.
You see this right here?
tournaments.
Augusta National. It's Masters as well. This is a nice little Masters logo. This sold for $38. Sold really quick. Excuse me. When I pulled comps on this, they did not look like they sold for a lot, so I priced it accordingly to the market, and it sold pretty much instantly. Could I have gotten some more out of it? Possibly. Am I regretting listing it for a little less? No, because we got it moving quick, which we always like to do.
Silk pants. Just like linen pants. There's really nothing
Summer
else to
fabrics,
say.
baby.
Summer fabrics.
Mall brand summer fabrics.
Oh, this one's a little different.
You want to talk about this one, since you got ripped off on the last one?
This is a silk Tommy Bahama again, but this one has a W, which stands for the Washington Huskies. Tommy Bahama collabed with a lot of colleges, and this one was the Washington Huskies. And know your colleges. Know what their logos look like. If you see something and you don't know what it is, you can Google Lens them. They're really easy to find, but knowing them can get you more money.
For sure.
All right, guys, that's it. So how you prevent summer slowdown, there's a lot of things you can do. Like I said, if you go back, you can find items that are going to sell better in the summer. Shorts, polos, better materials that are linen, silk, stuff like that.
Know your price ranges.
Yep.
What do they sell for?
Be realistic in your pricing. Be consistent in your listing. Be consistent in messaging and accepting offers and sending out offers and doing all kinds of stuff. That one, it's just good practice in your business in general, but really got to nail that stuff down in summer to get the most sales that you possibly can. Work like you work for somebody else, basically. And
one of the big things he just said is accept offers. I think that's super important during these summer months to feed the algorithm. Even if you only make like $8 on a pair of shorts, man, if you can flip it quick and make that $8 and move an item in the summertime, that's a win from my perspective. We like to do that over here at Resell Brothers. We flip stuff quick. We might not make $100 per sale, but we're definitely moving through a lot of inventory, and we're definitely doing well during these summer months by adjusting what we buy and knowing what the stuff is actually selling for.
All right, guys, so thank you for watching. Check out Nifty.AI. It's really one of the things that have helped us out a lot, especially in the summer months too.
Yeah,
they do have the AI feature everybody's talking about with descriptions and titles and stuff like that.
Just as good as every other software.
Making your listings, yeah. So
and it cross lists.
Yeah, and
it's cheaper than all the other software.
D-list, it does all that stuff. Code Resell Bros, get you 15% off. Highest on the internet. And so yeah, check it out. We have a whole course on it that's free, and you can go through
In
and
the description.
almost do a test of if you want to do it or not before you have to buy it.
Free 7-day trial as well.
So also, once again, 10,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
And if you don't do anything else, supporting the channel is watching the video, subscribing, and liking every video. That's all we need. Just subscribe. That's all we ask. Subscribe to the channel. Check Nifty out.
Resale Brothers train to the moon. We're doing it. We're going all the way. So thanks, guys. We'll see you again from the warehouse in another video.
In the heat.
Peace out.